Papa, turn right heading 135.
Okay, 135, shuttle 1,
Emirates 9 Whiskey Lima, speed 160 knots, maintain to 5 DV.
1625, Emirates 9 Whiskey.
178, turn left heading 2, 9 or 5, one localizer established, 27 left, descend with the glide path.
Heading 2, 9 and 5, when localizer established, 27 left, descend with glide path.
1 Papa, turn right heading 1803.
Okay, line 0.
Emirates 9 Whiskey Lima, contact tower 180.
So, hello, how are you all? Welcome to another live stream. So here we are. Hope you're all safe and well. And yeah, looking after yourselves, keeping safe. So as I say, welcome to this live stream. Here we are on the ground at Munich. Aerosoft's Airbus Professional A320. And we are going to be taking a trip down to Skiathos. First of the summer trips. Seeing as now we are in an official British summertime, even though this is actually Germany. But never mind, this is, you know, I'm prattling on. I always do this, don't I? I start saying something. Here we are. British summertime. Gonna do a live flight down to Skiathos. I've already said that. We are flying this one online, as you can see. There's somebody else parked up there in their Condor 75. So, yeah. We are using Orbex, FTX Global and Europe, as always. Active Sky for P3Dv4 is active. We're using also Rex soft clouds, giving us the cloud textures. So we've got the real world weather in the sim, which at the moment here at Munich we've got winds 020, 5 knots. We have a QNH of 1017, temperatures 8 degrees Celsius, dew point 1. So we'll be departing from runway 08 left from Munich this morning on the Rotax for Quebec departure. Flight time today, we're looking about just over 2 hours, and we expect runway 01 at Skiathos via the Thessaloniki 1 Charlie. So as I say, this is online VATSIM network. It's obviously being the weekend, I was expecting some ATC online, but at the moment there's nothing logged on, no controllers logged on in my area. But we have got some other aircraft on the ground here. There's 2 other pilots plus myself. So yeah, so this is the, forgot to mention, this is the taxi to gate Munich scenery, prepare 3D. And the scenery for Skiathos is the Aerosoft. Excuse me one sec. No, I'm fine, it's just a smoker's cough. Oh, Condor's pushing back. Yeah, so it's the Aerosoft Skiathos scenery, which is a big improvement on the FSX version. Well, everything's a big improvement, really, to be fair. I never imagined I would get such awesome quality scenery and such good performance, as you will see. So yeah, I've boarded the passengers. The virtual passengers are all on, the virtual baggage is all on, so all that remains to do is get on board, shut the doors, and we can get underway. but obviously we'll need to just give this guy some space. He's 2 stands down from us, so we should be fine. See how far he pushes back. So because I'm flying this online via the VATSIM network, if you are watching this live and you want to track the flight's progress, you can use there's a nice thing on a PC called VATSpy you can download. It will show you all the virtual air traffic network. Or if you're on your phone, you can use an app called VATMap, VATMap, and that will also show you the same thing. It shows you the virtual air traffic network and all the aircraft, so you'll be able to trace or track this flight live. If you do that, then it's EWG14 Charlie Whiskey. That's our call sign. So he's pushed back there. I think I could still push back just behind him. So enough of the talking. Let's get on board and get this show on the road. So first things first, close the doors. Ground power, that's all good.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
Prepare for pushback. Beacon lights on, seatbelt signs already on.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Locking gear. Departure check completed. Pipe has been inserted. Release parking brakes.
Right, because we're on VATSIM, no ATC, I will have to use the Unicom. Munich traffic, Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey, stand 185.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Now I'm hoping this scenery works alright, because when I had this taxi to Gate Munich scenery in FSX, I had a bit of a layering issue. Some of the ground textures were bleeding through with the Orbex textures. Can't quite, it's hard to explain really, but there was a little bit, it looked a bit skew-if, but hopefully it's all resolved in this version for P3D. So let's start the engines.
Set parking brakes.
seen down there.
Unlocking gear.
One.
Tow truck disconnected. Light has been removed.
Just looking on the VATSIM app. Our Condor friend there is heading off to Iceland.
Left is clear, right is clear.
There is our hand signal. Let's set the trim. Okay. Right then, switching to engine gens. AP bleed off. AP master off. And around spoilers on. Flaps 2. Auto brakes set max. Taxi lights on. Let's make our way out to runway 08 left. Munich traffic, Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey, taxiing runway 08 left. Certainly is a nice day for it. There goes the Condor. Brake check. Very brief and strangely Australian. Alright. Clear left. All good, all good, all good. No traffic. So it's left here. On to November. And the reason for the ground textures, you can notice it's looks like it's been snowing. So this is just with taxi to gate sceneries. Obviously, you can set them up to appear in whatever season you wish. So obviously, this is showing winter seasonal textures, because I haven't actually yet set it to spring. So that's why it's looking snowy. And obviously you'll see once we're airborne that the rest of the land is actually not snowy. Just one of those things. So here we go, we're just coming up. So I hope you enjoy this departure from Munich. Right, strobes on. Munich traffic, Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey, lining up and departing runway 08 left. Aerotax for Quebec departure. So far.
On runway 08 left.
Thank you. So far, texture's all looking good. No bleed through. So whatever issue I had in FSX seems to be resolved. Let's go.
What's your pilot on?
A pilot is alive. Wasn't too bad a departure. So a bit there. speed. As you probably know, is the speed limit is 250 knots below 10,000 feet. So we'll just keep that speed just under 250. Our initial climb for the departure is 7,000 feet, but there's no traffic to conflict with us. So we're going to continue the climb up to cruise, which today will be flight level 350. There's our transition altitude, altimeter set standard. And there you have it. Going to bring the background volume, or the aircraft volume down just a slightly, so that when I give us some external views and some wing shots, it won't be so loud. Very odd looking texture, isn't it? It's like clearly there's been some snow showers or something. Does look a bit bizarre. So, just passing 9,500, so as soon as we are above 10,000 we can then accelerate towards a cruise speed. And we'll just be passing just west of Salzburg. There we go, 10,000 feet. The lights are off. lovely cloud textures. That's, as I said earlier, Rex Soft Clouds providing the textures and working in conjunction with Active Sky very nicely. So yeah, pretty much from this point, I would say until the top of descent, it's not really that interesting. So if you're watching live, please feel free to go and make a cup of tea or go and watch some TV or something for I don't know, maybe an hour and a half, I think, until we will start our descent, give or take. Just passing, as I say, just west Salzburg, under our left wing. In fact, there you go, there it is, just poking through the clouds there. I think 240. I was expecting a little bit of turbulence as we went over the mountains, but it seems to be okay. So I think we can release our virtual passengers from their seats. there we go. What I shall do, just move the camera view forward a wee bit. There we go. I'll leave you with that view for a little while. I'm going to make a cup of tea and have a very quick... oh, screw it, I'll say it. Cigarette. I'm going for a cigarette. So, enjoy, make yourselves a cup of tea, and I'll talk to you again shortly. So I am back. Here I am. Yes. Fresh from a cup of tea and a quick cigarette break. And I have to say, yes, I have washed my hands. I'm kind of washing my hands every hour at the minute. You got to stay safe. So we are now level at 350, and appears to be we're just about to cross Klagenfurt. So I have my cup of tea. An amazing cup of tea it is as well, I will say. Stirred with a spoon, I would add. Unlike a recent cup of tea I had up in Manchester, and somebody handed me a fork to stir my tea with. No names. So still no ATC online at the moment, which is a bit bizarre. It's being the weekend, and especially as the vast majority of the population are self-isolating, I was expecting a little bit more in terms of air traffic control logged on, but it's not the case. Just looking outside the window, it's now raining because I live in Eastbourne on the south coast of England, and it was nice sunshine this morning, bit windy, but now it is murky and it is raining. Lovely. So when it goes quiet every now and again, that's just me clicking on one of the other apps that I've got running, because obviously I'm flying online, so I've got vPilot open, I've got the VATSIM window open so I can see where we are, I've got my EasyDock window open as well, which is what's giving us the camera views, and I've also got OBS Studio open as well. So I have two screens for my PC, but you're only obviously seeing the main screen. So yeah, if it goes quiet, it's just because I'm clicking on something else. So while we enjoy the view, let's just have a little buzz around outside, shall we? clicked on the wrong thing there. Gorgeous. So you may remember from previous videos and previous live streams that when I was running FSX, excuse me, the graphics were not quite as good, and the performance was left a bit to be desired. And it's since upgrading to P3D, the graphics are so much better. It looks so much more realistic, and the performance, it's smooth, as you can see. And some of you probably know, but the reason for that being that FSX as a flight sim works in a very strange way. It doesn't utilise, by default it does not utilise all of your system's resources, so your PC, so it doesn't use all your graphics or your memory or even your processor. It only uses a certain amount, and there are a number of tweaks that you can apply within the FSX config file to get it to improve the performance, and it did work. Those tweaks are very good. Many a YouTube video and tutorial out there. But P3D is different because it does utilise more of your PC's resources, so it uses the memory that you have available. It uses more your graphic processor and your system processor. It's very odd, I don't know why FSX was designed to run that way. I have no idea at all. But as I say, I never imagined. The only reason I went to using FSX was because I never thought that P3D would run on my system and give me good graphics and performance, but I was very much mistaken. It's a vast improvement, and with the benefit of hindsight, I should probably never have gone to FSX, really. I should have just jumped straight from FS9 straight into P3D. Go figure. But here we are, got P3D now, loving it. And the aircraft handles slightly differently as well, whereas in FSX, I could just use my joystick and I could steer on the ground, steer in the air, didn't have to worry about rudder pedals or anything like that. P3D aircraft slightly different. They have a different programming whereby that when you're on the ground below 20 knots you have to steer either using rudder pedals, or if like me you've got a Thrustmaster joystick, you can, with the twisting action, you can use the twisting action to act as your nose wheel steering. Above 20 knots you just use the normal control. Take a little bit of getting used to, but it's fine. So we're just about to cross into Croatia. I think we've got Zagreb ahead of us. So Skiathos, our destination. And our approach, those of you who have watched any YouTube videos of Skiathos Airport will know that it's slightly more challenging airport to land at, being that it's pretty much visual approach and a very short runway. So we'll be coming down, obviously from the northwest. We'll head directly over Thessaloniki, and then we head due south directly towards a waypoint Skopilos, which is Sierra Kilo Papa, and that is located on the island next to Skiathos itself. And then from there we then conduct pretty much a visual approach with a sort of 180-degree turn onto final for runway 01. Can't actually show you the actual the airport chart, and it's not very easy to explain, but you'll see once we're there and we fly our approach. So I'm just looking on the TCAS. You can see on the display there we've got an aircraft ahead of us and off to our left at 1,000 feet above us, and there is another aircraft more or less in front of us as well, both heading in the opposite direction. Now I'm looking at the VATSIM map, so the one off to the left is an Aegean, somebody flying an Aegean Airbus A320 from Athens to Frankfurt, and the one that's ahead of us still is somebody flying Turkish from Sarajevo to Innsbruck. Intriguing. But we're at flight level 350, they're both at 36,000, so there's no issue. We may even catch a glimpse of this guy's vapor trail as he goes past. And there is another aircraft there, that is El Al, going from Tel Aviv to Munich. So there you go, and he's in the 767. So there's plenty of traffic on the in the virtual skies, even though in the real world's a bit quiet. There's no shortage of planes in the virtual network. So yeah, I'm going to keep an eye out for this guy, the Turkish 737, and see if we can spot his vapor trail as he passes. He may be a little bit too far away, but we'll have a look anyway. And there's another guy just popped onto the screen there, and he is also Turkish, flying from Izmir to Munich, and that's an A330. So plenty of us virtual pilots out there today. Bless you. That was my virtual co-pilot. He's been about as much use as a chocolate teapot. Yeah, I'm not seeing any vapor trails. Maybe just a little bit too far out to see it. Still not seeing any signs of air traffic control, although Eurocontrol East has just logged on. I'm not sure if I'm in his airspace or not. I'll have to see when the VATSIM map refreshes itself. He's just logged off again. Okay. Yeah, no, not seeing the vapor trails today. They're a little bit too far out, which is weird because they're quite... Oh, there he goes. See him there? Just a little speck. Wait for it. There he is. That's the Turkish A320. What if you saw that? So we are now, yeah, in over Croatia. And Eurocontrol East, yes, we are in his airspace, so we're going to have some ATC. And bear with me, I've got to tune this in. Where did that phone come from? It's not mine. Anyway, oh no, he's logged off again. Flipping heck. What is this? I've never seen that before. Doesn't do anything. Oh well. My phone's better anyway, don't want it. Eurocontrol East has signed on twice and has logged off twice. I don't know if he wants to, he's having issues with his computer or something. Winds are quite favourable at the moment. 27 knots, just coming up from behind us there. So we're giving us a ground speed 466, which is not too bad. Oh, he's back on again. Let's tune in, see if he actually stays online. 135.3. He's logged off again. So there's a... I should explain, Eurocontrol East. So on the VATSIM network there is a... Obviously the airspace is separated into zones. And Eurocontrol, when they log on, they control a vast space of airspace, that's the word. So Eurocontrol East will cover pretty much Romania, Hungary, Croatia, Austria, Serbia, all that area. So he covers a vast area. So we are within his airspace, but as I say, he's logged on and logged off 3 times now. So I'm not sure if he's having issues or if he's just testing his connection or something. But we're tuned into his frequency, so we'll just see. However, looking at the VAT map, looking ahead to our destination, Skiathos, so Athens control is online. So we will have ATC once we get into Greek airspace. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if he'll handle us all the way down to landing or if he'll just control us down to a certain point, but we'll find out anyway. But for the minute, Eurocontrol is not working. Eurocontrol has come back. 4th time lucky. So the Eurocontrol controllers, just so you heard that, he has some technical issues with his Euroscope, which is a piece of software that these VATSIM controllers use. Obviously it's like a radar screen, or a radar scope, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, he's having some technical issues, so we'll stay on that Unicom frequency as he's just said. And if he does come online and he gets everything resolved, then he will call us. But as I say, we have Athens control online at the moment, so hopefully he'll stay online. And we'll have some ATC for our arrival. Just bringing up the FMC or CDU in the corner there, and you can just see we've got 315 nautical miles until our top of descent. Controller's just signed back in. Let's see if he's managed to resolve his technical issue. just looking out the window again, and the sun's come back out. It was raining a few minutes ago, and now the sun's out again. Bizarre. So it could be that Eurocontrol has sorted his problem because he's still online, he hasn't logged off again yet. So we might get a call very shortly. Excuse me. Just going to tune back into Eurocontrol's frequency because he's still online, so he may have sorted his issues out. See what's going on. So he's online, but I'm not hearing anything from anybody. Oh no, he's gone again. Oh dear dear. Back to Unicom. As you can just see here on the TCAS screen, another little blip. And that is a Turkish A320 out of Chambéry. Not sure where he's flying to. It says Lima Tango Fox Mike. So it's a Turkish airport, but I can't remember which one. As you can see, it says 00. Well, you might just be able to see that. So that means he's at the same altitude as us, 350. So we'll keep an eye out, make sure we don't cause a separation issue. Oh, flip it. Drop my phone. Flip's sake. Ugh, what's that? Don't want that. Go away. Go away. Ooh. Ooh. That's handy. I've got rid of my menu bar. Perfect. Purely by accident. How weird. So it certainly looks as though, I mean, if anyone is watching the VAT map or the VAT spy, then it certainly looks as though Eurocontrol has given up. Oh no, he's back again. We'll just wait for him to call me. I'm not going to keep flitting between frequencies. But as I say, we've got Athens Control ahead of us, and he's online, and he's basically covering the whole of the Greek airspace. And he will also be controlling arrivals and departures from various airports, with the exception of Corfu. They actually have a controller online at Corfu and at Thessaloniki. So Athens Control will be controlling all the other airports except those two. So unless we get a controller log on for Skiathos, then Athens Control will handle us all the way down, presumably till landing. If he's not too busy, of course. There are quite a few aircraft in the airspace at the moment. We'll see. And it's quite funny. Well, it's coincidental really that the VATSIM version of Greek airspace is very much like the real version during the summer months when you have a lot of the holiday flights going down to Greece. There's 9 times out of 10, if you're on a flight going to Greece, you'll find a slot delay, and that's purely down to airspace capacity. And it's yeah, it seems to be mimicked this morning in the virtual skies as well. Lots of traffic in Greece at the minute. So we looking at the TCAS there, we're properly clear of that any conflict with that Turkish aircraft. However, we've got a couple more aircraft looking ahead, heading in the opposite direction that may pass close by, possibly. We'll have to keep an eye out. And Eurocontrol definitely has, I think, given up the ghost. He's not logged back on for a while. But we are within range of Athens control, but we're not in his sector just yet, so stay on the Unicon for the time being. And what I'll do is I'll just tune the standby frequency to Athens. Where's that phone gone? See, look, someone's nicked my phone now. God. So Athens control is 129.8 when the time comes. So 194 nautical miles to our top of descent. We are, I think, over Serbia. Looking at my screen, Eurocontrol East has just signed on again. Excuse me, maybe he's resolved his issues, his technical issues. Spoke too soon, he's logged off. I think we'll definitely say he's a lost cause, that one. So you can just see we'll be passing west of Pristina. Let's just come up on the navigational display there. So we'll have a quick look ahead, get the weather for Skiathos. So at the moment, weather is winds. Well, the winds are. What is it? Hang on. No, I'm looking at the wrong one there. Winds at Skiathos. We've got 350 degrees, 4 knots. A few clouds, 1,200, scattered at 3,000. Temperatures 14 degrees Celsius, dew point 9, and QNH 1011. So a little bit chilly, but fairly pleasant. So we're still good for runway 01. It'll be the Thessaloniki 1 Charlie arrival. So we need to cross Thessaloniki, flight level 250. And then crossing Sierra Kilo Papa, we then execute the visual approach round to runway 01. However, I have popped in a couple of waypoints to the FMC or CDU, which will just help with that little turn, that 180. Well, actually, no, it's not quite 180 degrees turn, but you'll see. So, just going to pop in the landing information in here. So it's 1011 QNH. Temperature 14 degrees. Winds 350 at 4. Transition altitude is set on transition flight level. Minimums 15. There we go. What I'm going to do is 118 nautical miles to our top of descent, so what I will set 250 in here very shortly for our initial descent. Unless of course we enter, or unless Athens Control calls us beforehand and gives us descent instructions, that's what I'll do, plan initially. It's a chance that I'll probably be descending before I hit his airspace. Can't quite tell actually, if I'm honest. hello. What's that? Oh, I see. So the phone has been replaced by a newspaper. It's a rubbish newspaper. I can't read it. Oh well. If we zoom in. We just... Oh, yeah. No, can't really read that. Oh well. So you can see there another aircraft, another blip on the TCAS, 1,000 feet above us, heading the opposite direction, and that is Channel Express. No, sorry, Jet 2, going from Tel Aviv to Gatwick, and a 757. We may catch a glimpse of him as he passes. I expect a call from Athens Control very shortly, as we're getting quite close to the Greek airspace. Right, let's keep an eye out for this Jet 275. Oh, I think I can see hint of a vapor trail there. Yeah, there's a very, very faint vapor trail, so he's there. I don't think you'll see that on if you're watching this on a phone or a tablet. So we have Athens Control, Athens Tower, Corfu ground, Thessaloniki ground, but nothing at Skiathos, so that's all good. At least we've got Athens online. So 77 nautical miles to our top of descent. I'm gonna set. No, actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna leave that like that for a sec. I'll wait until we actually get descent clearance. Eurocontrol East has just logged back in again. But given that we're pretty much coming up on Athens control, I don't think it's worth even contacting him, and he's probably got some issues with his Euroscope. So we should get a call from Athens control very shortly. Ah, there we go. Athens control is calling us. Let's tune in. Athens control, good afternoon to you. Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey, flight level 350.
Yes, sir, Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey, squawk 7243.
7243 the squawk, Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey. Say 7243, did he? Flip.
Alpha, good day, squawk 7244. 7244, Alpha. Eurowings 14 Charlie, Whiskey, identify 350.
Roger, 14 Charlie, Whiskey. Okay.
Whiskey, allow contact clearance to Cologne, Apollo 1 Victor, flight level 100, squawk 72, correction 7031. 203 Hotel Whiskey is clear to Cologne, and the Apollo 1 Victor departure is climb 1, where flight level 100, squawk 7031. 203 Hotel Whiskey, clear back. Victor 11, request roll. Will be 311, do you have the field inside? Negative, sir, request lower to ship. Will be 311, radar service is terminated via Copar. You are cleared for the visual approach runway 28. Descend with visual reference. Report back on final. Roger, descended with visual reference. Clear for runway 28. We'll call final Olympic 311. And Olympic 311, squawk VFR. Squawk 7000 for Olympic 311. Squawk Sierra Alpha, identified flight level 430. Runway use at course 32. Uzini 1 mic. Uzini 1 mic and runway 32 and use at course Golf Sierra
Alpha. Control Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey, request initial descent.
Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey, descent flight level 250, Thessaloniki 1 Charlie.
Flight level 250, Thessaloniki 1 Charlie arrival, Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey. Nice. So we'll take it down in selected mode.
Whiskey start up approved, direct look in H1012. Start approved, H1012. 7 Mike Alpha, maintain present heading, descend 9,000 feet, QNH 1011.
Present heading, descend 9,000 feet, QNH 1011, it's 7 Mike Alpha.
So you know, it's just descended a little bit earlier than the actual top of descent point. And yeah, it's just because I like to give myself a little bit of extra time. So we're now turning directly towards Tango Sierra Lima, which is Thessaloniki. And that is where the published arrival procedure, the Thessaloniki 1 Charlie arrival, begins. And then it's about 67, 77 plus, yeah, about 80, 85, 86 nautical miles from there down to Skiathos itself, where we'll then conduct the visual approach.
Charlie Whiskey, ready to copy weather information at Skiathos.
Hey fam, go ahead, 1 Euro is 14 Charlie Whiskey.
Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey, latest meteor report 1050 Zulu, 3503 4 knots, visibility more than 10 kilometers, clouds view at 1,200 feet, scattered 3,000 feet, temperature 14, dew point 9er, QNH 1011, around with 01 here.
Roger Control, many thanks for that, and that's copied. Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey.
Weather information about course.
Very nice of him to give me a weather update.
Golf Sierra Alpha, latest weather at 1120 Zulu, wind 31038 knots, visibility more than 10 kilometers, clouds view 1,800 towering cumulus, scattered 2,500, temperature 15, dew point 10, QNH 1010, runway 32. 1010, runway 32, thanks very much, Golf Sierra Alpha. Whiskey tax only point runway 27 via Delta, cross runway 12. 61 flying 27 via Delta, cross runway 12.
There is pop seatbelt signs on.
Absolutely, 211, we have airport area in sight. Olympic 311, clear visual approach. Runway 28, the wind is unknown, report runway clear. Roger, we'll call you 211.
Feet to go.
Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey, direct Skopelos, descent flight level 110.
Direct Skopelos and flight level 110. Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey. Always nice to get a direct to. So direct Skopelos, so that's the waypoint at which we then turn for the visual approach.
Maintain, proceed direct Kilo Papa Charlie. Thank you very much.
So what I'll do is going to pop the auto brakes medium for our arrival.
Did you 7 Mike Alpha, descend 7000? Descend 7000, it's 7 Mike Alpha. Golf Zero Alpha, descend initially flight level 200. Level 200, Golf Zero Alpha. Whiskey, copy that. 310 degrees 17 Ultra, wind 27, clear to take off.
So we're just about to pass overhead Thessaloniki. And there is
6000, QNH 1011.
the actual is it city or town? There it is down there.
Atos radar, hello, this is Ryanair 210, holding point runway 34, ready for departure. Ryanair 210, runway 34, clear for takeoff, 260 degrees 4 knots. Clear for takeoff, runway 34, Ryanair 210.
Flight level 200. 9,000 to go. I don't like the fact that my virtual first officer keeps coughing.
Mike Alpha, descend 4000. Descend 4000, it's 7 Mike Alpha. Olympic 938, maintain present heading, descend 4000. Maintain present heading, descend 4000. 938, rally Zulu 0 to right. Negative, you're not cleared for the LS, just expect rally Zulu 0 to right. Ryanair 210, identify 2000 feet after passing 3000, proceed direct Rugas, climb flight level 240. Direct Rugas and climb flight 240, Ryanair 210. 20 Twitch at 3 Hotel Whiskey, passing now 2500 feet under radar, climb flight level 280. 280, Jordan 3 Hotel Whiskey.
Right.
Canadian 433, coming Micro Flash, and we've got him 50 at the moment.
John 433, taxi only point runway 27 via Delta, cross runway 12.
Flight Delta, cross 150, 788 433.
3 Hotel Whiskey, fly direct Dallas, climb flight level 340.
Direct Dallas on flight level 340, 3 Hotel Whiskey, thank you very much.
Golf Sierra Alpha, descend flight level 80. Golf Sierra Alpha. Golf Charlie Tango Sierra Alpha.
Go ahead, Golf Charlie Tango Sierra Alpha.
Descend flight level 80.
Flight level 80, Golf Charlie Tango Sierra Alpha.
Jan 7 Mike Alpha, left heading 070, descend 3000, clear Delta Zulu 03 right.
Left heading 070, descend 3000, clear for Alice, approach runway 03 right, and Jan 7 Mike Alpha.
And Jan 7 Mike Alpha, report speed.
Speed 240.
Copy that, Jan 7 Mike Alpha, maintains 240 knots for the next 5 miles.
Maintain 240 knots for the next 5 miles, and Jan 7 Mike Alpha.
Keep fiddling around with my speed. I'll keep the speed up just for the time being. Leveling at 110.
On the big 938, turn left by 5 degrees, descend 3000. Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey, descend flight level 70, this is the minimum I can give you.
Roger, descend flight level 70, Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey. Let's bring that speed back. And we're still quite a way out from Skiathos, so we won't descend too quickly.
Channel 7 Mike Alpha, no speed now.
Now it's 240.
Yes, no speed restriction.
Okay, thank you. No speed restriction at Jan 7 Mike Alpha.
Olympic 938, turn right heading 360, clear Delta Zulu 03 right.
Turn right.
Ryanair 210 for higher contact, he's closed. Switch to Unico 128, bye-bye.
128, thank you very much, bye-bye.
A little bit turbulent in amongst the clouds, which is what you'd expect really, I suppose.
310 degrees 18 knots.
Let's take off the GS43 track.
Channel 7 Mike Alpha, speed
10,000 feet.
160 until 6
Landing lights.
Contact tower 118625.
Speed 160 until 6 DME and contact tower 118.625. Ευχαριστούμε, γεια σας, Jan 7 Mike Alpha.
Γεια χαρά. Olympic 938, speed 180.
Wait for me, 938.
Speed 180 knots.
Speed 180.
338, reduce speed to 160 knots until 6 DME. Contact tower 118625. Reduce speed 160 knots, 6 DME. Contact tower 118.625. Yes, sir.
So we're still about 38 nautical miles away from Skiathos, and just coming through 7,600. So we're a bit lower than I would have planned, but it's okay. Not a problem.
Antenna control, good afternoon. What amount 911 on 380 with you, and I apologize. Technical problem with the connection. Royal Maroc 911. Hello, squawk 7246. 7246. What amount 911? Hello, 364, maintain 330, continue flight plan route. Royal Maroc 911, identify 380, direct LATAM. Direct LATAM, Royal Maroc 911. Pigeon 450, identify 5,500 feet, continue climb flight level 280, direct Milos. Direct Milos, climb 280, Gen 433. Olympic 554 with you, passing 5,000 feet. Expert Olympic 554, turn left heading 350, climb flight level 260. Turn left heading 250, climb flight level 260, Olympic 554. Jet Aviation 84 Kilo Adriana 130.0, goodbye. Adriana 130.0, thank you, goodbye. Jet Aviation 84 Kilo. Antenna control from Watermark 911 request. Go ahead. Request climb into flight level 400, Watermark 911. Climb flight level 400, Maroc 911. 400 approved, Watermark 911. I think the radar destination from the AIWSK Palace of 300. Johnson AIWSK, hello, start your descent flight level 330, radar contact. Descent 330 to 88. Aegean 433, after Mike India Lima, you will proceed to Patel for Charlie, please. Okay, after Milos, proceed direct to Patel for Charlie. Aegean 433. Olympic 554, direct ticket. Direct ticket, Olympic 554. Charlie Tango
22 nautical miles remaining to Skiathos. Not sure if he's just going to give us the go ahead to do a visual, or if he's actually going to control me in, or vector me in rather. We'll see.
Your wings 1 for Charlie Whiskey, radar service is terminated. Descend 4,000 feet. QNH 1011. You're clear for the approach. Report final.
Okay, descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1011, clear for the approach. We'll call on final. Eurowings 1 for Charlie Whiskey. Okie dokie. Right, then let's start to bring on the speed.
641 Athena. Subject Eddie Whiskey, right wind 01 in use at Skiathos. Report for further descent. 01 request further descent when ready. Eddie Whiskey, continue descent flight level 170. Continue descent 100.
So there's
170.
somebody flying a TUI 757 behind me, also coming to Skiathos. And there's the island itself.
Turkey 641, do you receive voice? Okay, 641 direct dictate.
Bringing that speed now. Get ourselves ready.
Golf Charlie Tango Sierra Alpha, continue descent 4,000 feet via Munich, cleared RFB approach runway 32. 4,000 feet, then should I request the VOR approach for Golf Charlie Tango Sierra Alpha? Okay, via Munich, you're cleared for the VOR approach runway 32. Okay, down to 4,000, then cleared for the VOR approach from Munich, Golf Charlie Tango Sierra Alpha.
Okay, so 5,000 feet, 1,000 feet to go. So I hope you enjoy. Yeah, hope you enjoy the landing into Skiathos. I'll try not to mess it up. And I'll talk to you again shortly.
American 619er Athena. Go ahead. 364, make that request to Ankara, please. 136.6. Jump.
Aerosoft Control, good afternoon, Scandinavian 572, flight level 372.
Hello, Scandinavian 572, identify 370 over market, the direct Sierra Kilo Papa.
Direct Sierra Kilo Papa, Scandinavian 572.
AGN 433, request stop, climb level 240 decrease.
Jump 433, approved, climb 240.
240 is 433.
Malavik 554, direct Parna. Direct Parna, Malavik 554. Athena radar Lufthansa 1764 with you, flight level 350. Lufthansa 1764, hello, squawk 7250. Squawk 7250, Lufthansa 1764. Lufthansa 176 identified, level 350, fly direct Kilo Echo Alpha. Fly direct Kilo Echo Alpha, Lufthansa 176. Tomjet aided with the direct Sierra Kilo Papa. Sierra Kilo Papa, fly 7251. American 619, you're identified now, flight level 330. Are you ready for descent? American 619, descent, flight level 170.
Flight level 170, American 619.
November 71, Golf Romeo after Aerosoft. Are you proceeding to Didymon?
2,500.
Hey, proceeding to Didymon, November 71, Golf Romeo.
Engine first off. Scandinavian 572, direct Dropbox.
What is 572?
Direct Dropbox.
That is Dropbox, Scandinavian 572.
American 619er, maintain present heading. Descent flight level 110. Expect Alice Zulu 03 right.
Zulu 03 right, maintain present heading. Down to 111,000, American 619 heading. Athens, good afternoon, Ryanair 4 Charlie Bravo, flight level 370.
Hello, Ryanair 4 Charlie Bravo. Radar contact, direct Dropbox, Dropbox 1 Charlie.
Direct Dropbox to Dropbox 1 Charlie, Ryanair 4 Charlie Bravo.
Golf Kilo Tango 041 Athena.
100 above.
Subject 88 Whiskey, descent flight level 70. Descent level 70, from very empty.
Athens Control, Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey, final for runway 01.
1 for Charlie Whiskey 350 at 4 runway 01, cleared land.
Clear land runway 01, Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey.
Golf Charlie Tango Sierra Alpha established, VOR 32. Golf Sierra Alpha 310 at 10 knots, runway 32, cleared land. Cleared runway 32, Golf Sierra Alpha. American 619, descent 7000, 1011.
Roger, 7,000, 1011. 619.
Autopilot off.
Right then.
Minimum.
Continue.
America 61 and RX
1,000.
647.
500.
Again, 433, top of descent.
Jam 433 descent, flight level 180.
Flight level 180,
400.
again, 433. Scandinavian 572 is ready for descent.
Canadian
300.
572 descent, flight level 170.
172,
200.
Scandinavian 572.
100.
Golf Sierra.
50. 40. 30.
Golf Sierra,
Retard.
WV Alpha 1 and
Drive.
Alpha taxi to the apron. Alpha and Alpha apron, thank you very much. Golf Sierra. American 61930, direction 50, truck mount attach.
American 690, second please.
50 truck mount until touchdown, expedite units if possible, descend 4000.
Roger that, flight truck mount to
2,000 feet remaining.
690.
Andino Radar, LHA 647, flight level 410.
Welcome to Skiathos.
Lab Tiger 647, identify 410, direct Mike, Mike Echo Sierra. Direct Mike Echo Sierra. LHA 647. Royal Maroc 911, switch to Unico 1228, bye bye. 1228, Royal Maroc 911, bye bye.
Olympic 5 requesting coast deviation to the south by 5 miles to weather.
Approaching
Olympic 5
20.
approved.
On runway 4,800 feet remaining. On runway 4,700 feet remaining.
Control, Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey's backtracking runway 20. Recall vacated.
Thank you. Aegean 433, maintain present heading.
Present heading Aegean 433.
Aegean 433, descend 6000, QNH 1011.
6000, 1011, Aegean 433.
So, not the bestest landing in the world, but adequate.
Jet 88 Whiskey, descend 4000, QNH 1011.
We shall walk away from it, put it that way.
Lufthansa 1764, direct Santorini. Direct Santorini, Lufthansa 1764. And runway 33 in use, V or Alpha, report for descent. Runway 33 in use, report ready for
Approaching
descent.
02.
Condor 574, direct Kumbi.
Direct Kumbi, Condor 574.
Olympic 554, runway 34 at Kerkira.
Copy runway 34 at Kerkira, Olympic 554.
Expect the Arnav approach, advise if unable.
Expecting the Arnav approach for runway 34 at Kerkira, Olympic 554.
And Eurowings 14 Charlie Whiskey vacated runway 20.
1 for Charlie Whiskey, thank you for flying, good day.
Take care, stay safe, bye bye, thank you.
You too. Ryanair 19840, read.
Interesting how these parking services appear. So it looks distinctly like I'm going to be going straight through.
Lufthansa 1764, ready for descent.
The step ladder.
Lufthansa 1764, descent flight over 250. Descent flight level 250, Lufthansa 1764. Jumped aided Whiskey, you are clear for the NDB approach runway 01, report turning final. Clear the NDB 01, report to the final. Eurowings 2 switch to Unicorn 1228, apologies, and the same for Eurowings 59018, over to Unicorn, thank you.
Thank you very much, have a good day. See you.
See ya. 5918 Unicorn, ciao. American 619er, are you ready for the left turn? American 619, turn left heading 06.
Not the best parking,
3000,
but there you go.
03 right. Agent 433, right heading 350, descent 3000, clear Dallas Zulu 03 right.
Right 350, 3000, cleared Island Zulu 03 right, AGN 433.
So I think that wasn't too bad. I've done better landings, I will be honest. But like I say, I think it's safe to assume that we walk away from that one. Now, as there is a TUI 757 on approach, I think I'll stay online and just watch him land. I mean, why not? Why not, eh? Let's just open all the doors for my
0647, after Mike
passengers.
direct Samos VOR, runway 09er in use.
Right, ground services, wheel chocks.
I'm sorry, say again, please.
After Mike Echo Sierra to Samos VOR.
Doors. Oh, they've opened already. Nice.
After
Right
Mike
then.
Echo Sierra, Samos VOR.
Oh, look at that. Well, look at that. Let's, I don't know if this is a would-be spectators area. don't even know if Skiathos has a spectators area, but perfect view to have a butcher's at our aircraft, and obviously we'll see this TUI land. Hopefully he doesn't mind parking on stand 2, seeing as though I'm on stand 1. Or attempted to be on stand 1.
Olympic 5540, 10 flight level 140.
We should see him. So I hope you enjoyed the flight. It wasn't too bad. Quite pleasant. Nice scenery, nice weather. Good bit of ATC, very good ATC in fact, actually, coming in through our Greek airspace. Very good controller. So as I say, yeah, we'll just sit online here and just be nosy and watch TUI land, and then we'll disconnect. After all, he might need a bit of extra room to manoeuvre. He's in a 7.5, so I'll log off once he's landed, and then the apron is free for him. Looking at the VAT spy, he's just crossing Skopelos now, so he'll be turning downwind, so we may even catch a glimpse of him coming down there. There he is. Talk of the devil. There is our Thompson 7.5 or TUI 7.5. I don't know if you're going to, if you're seeing that. If you're watching a tablet or a phone, you may not see that. So we'll just keep a watch him over land, and then we'll log off and get out of his way. So as I say, yes, again, thank you very much for joining me on this live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. It comes to the point where I have to say, usually say on every video, I'm not a real pilot. That's going to be abundantly obvious. I'm not a real pilot. I don't do this for a living. This is just a hobby. So I'm bound to do things that are wrong. I'm bound to make mistakes and operational errors. So anything that sticks out like a sore thumb, or anything that you think I could do better, please feel free to leave a comment. I'm always happy to be educated or corrected. You can see the 7.5 just behind this hill here. He's on a right base. So yeah, please feel free to leave comments, like, subscribe if you really like and you want to see more. And also, yeah, leave some requests. You know, I'm always happy to take requests. If you want to see a certain airport or a certain aircraft, I will do my best. So as I say, yeah, I'm just going to watch this 7.5 land, and then we'll log off and let him have the apron onto himself. So he is just about on finals. You zoom in a bit, you can see. There he is.
Whiskey, 101 clear land, 3504. 01 clear land, 118625.
I think it's safe to say he appears to be hand flying it, whereas I was a little bit naughty and added a couple of extra waypoints. And I dare say this guy will do a better job than I did. He'll need to, because he's in a 757.
Athens, Ryanair 4 Charlie Bravo, ready to send.
Ryanair 4 Charlie Papa, standby, traffic below, I'll catch you in a second. Scandinavian 572, turn right heading 180.
There he is, he's on the final.
Gen 433, speed 180 knots until 8 miles.
180 till 8 miles, Gen 433.
Gen 433, Tower 18625.
Tower 1860 here, 433. Vessel.
Yes, sir. Olympic 5, all clear, weather. Concrete, resume to Kerkira or T-Rex. Can I have a 572 descent 7000?
Descent 7000, Scandinavian 572.
Oh,
Direct Phoenix, Olympic 74.
now that wasn't him. That was the software that we use, vPilot. So that would be like a network issue or some issue with the software itself. That wasn't him. He didn't just do a bad landing. In fact, that would probably be a very, very good landing. So whoever he was, I'd say well done. But yeah, sometimes vPilot does have a tendency to do that. So he's backtracking now. So that was it. Nicely done. Okay, so again, I say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Stay safe.
Thank you for flying.
And I wish you all well, and hopefully see you again soon on another live stream.
Yeah.
Take care.
Scandinavian 57.